APC announces new date for its national convention following the party's previous outings. We'll dissect the APC's politics of intrigues. And as the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, begins distribution of permanent voters' cards across the country to newly registered eligible voters, have you collected your voters' cards? Many thanks for joining in, everyone. This is Politics Today, live on Channels Television. I'm sure Kimalia Channels Television Global Headquarters in Lagos. It is 266 days to the general elections, and the question many people would ask is, how ready is the electoral umpire? But a big question really asks is, how ready are the electorate? So we get some insight into what exactly is happening as regarding some of those things you will need as a voter to get to the voting centers on the day and be able to vote. And that is your passport to voting on the election date, your permanent voter card. So let's get started, everyone, on this one, because we'll be talking about the permanent voter cards. Joining us from Akure in Ondo State is the Executive Director of Election Monitor, Mr. Abiodun Ajijola. Many thanks, Mr. Ajijola, for your time on the program tonight. What can you tell us about the state of the collection of permanent voter cards? INEC did say a few days ago that the PVCs are now ready for collection for those who participated in the CVR in 2017.
Good evening. Thank you for having me. It's quite good that, this is the first time we are having continuous voter registration done truly continuous as is required by the Electoral Act and by the law of the land. And as you know, it started on the 27th of April 2017, and we have had 3 phases of it, and already we are in another phase as we speak. As you know, INEC did announce that as of the 21st of May 2018, which was just Monday this week, there would be the beginning of the collection of PVCs for all those that have registered in 2017. That is from April 27, 2017 till the end of phase 2 of 2017. So as many that had done their registration within that period, which is about 3,981,502 people, in terms of the total number of PVCs, those who registered will be able to collect their cards. There were also those that did the replacement for those that had lost their PVCs, and those were equivalent to about 334,086. And also there was the provision for as many that wanted a transfer request to take, maybe where they were in Bayelsa, now they're in Kano, or they were in Lagos, now they're in Sokoto. There was 166,073 of that. So the total number of CVR for 2017 transfer replacements was 4,481,661. So those cards are available right now, and they've been available since the 21st of May. So we are expecting that many Nigerians, if not every Nigerian, should go out and pick up their PVCs. We should not wait until 2019 to pick our PVCs. Let us go and get it now, while there is still time and while the queues are not going to be so much, because they are available for us to collect.
Mr. Ajijola, let's break it down and let's take it one after the other. INEC says it has so far registered about 4 million Nigerians in 2017. In the first quarter of 2018, they said they have registered about 2.9 million. And in the 4 weeks of the second quarter, they said more than 1.1 million people have been registered. So the PVC as a tool for voting is very important. No PVC, no voting. So let's break it down. How many PVC are we expected that INEC will be distributing in the coming days? How many so far?
Okay, so you know that there are those who registered, like I said earlier, those who had done fresh registration during this continuous voter registration process. The total nationwide that are available currently is 3,981,502. But if you look at the replacement request, because there are some people that say they have lost their cards and they require another card. So those number of people nationwide cumulatively is 334,086. And their cards are also available for collection.
Okay.
Then we also have those who have requested for transfer, who are 166,073. So in total, for CVR, fresh registration, transfer and replacement, we have 4,481,661 PVCs that will be available nationwide for those who were involved in the CVR for 2017. And we expect that as many of them will go and collect them, as soon as possible.
All right, so let's look at it. So some of the figures that you made available, you've worked on, and let's make sense of it. You've broken it down into the southern and the northern region of the country. You did say the percentage in the increase in the 2015 voter register and that of the 2017 CVR registration based on region. What exactly are the figures telling us?
All right, so as you know, we have 6 geopolitical zones in Nigeria. And we did have a certain number of registration. As of 2015 general elections, we had over 69 million registered voters in Nigeria. But as it stands right now, we have an increase in that register because when the new registration is done, it causes the register to be increased. The Northeast register has increased by 7%. That is, when you look at the total number of new registrations done in the Northeast, plus what was there in 2015, the increase in the region is 7%. The increase in the Northwest region is 4%, while the increase in the North Central region is 6%, whereas the South-South region has an increase of 9%, and the Southwest has an increase of 5%, and the Southeast has an increase of 7%.
So invariably, Abiodun, if you look at the figures, it shows that Northwest and the Southwest, the enthusiasm is not as much as South-South and the Northeast and Southeast, for example.
Yes, generally that is the implication. But remember that these figures are percentage figures. And when it is a percentage, what it means is that it's a relative to the original. So for example, Lagos and Kano have the largest voter population in Nigeria. But if you look at the real figure, you'll find out that Lagos and Kano will always have very high real figures. But when you compare that to the base figure, that is the total registration as of 2015 in those states, you'll see that the increase is actually lower than other places which don't have such a large voter population.
So we are seeing an increase in perhaps education and enthusiasm of voter in the southern region compared to 2015 now. And if perhaps you would quickly take us to what these figures are telling us about the states that has the highest rate of CVR in the country. You highlighted them you did say 7 out of the 10 states with the highest CVR, and top on that list is Rivers, Anambra, Borno, Delta, Lagos, Cross River, Osun, and Enugu State. That's what you found out, isn't it?
Yeah, so if you look at the data available for 2017, you find out that if you take the top 10 states in terms of the registrations, fresh registrations for 2017, you will find out that 7 out of the top 10 states were states from the southern part of the country. Just as you have mentioned, Rivers first, Anambra, Delta, Lagos, Cross River, Osun, and Enugu. Then the 3 northern states that were part of that will be Borno, Kano, and Plateau. But if you look at the lower 10, and that is you are going to the other side now, the extreme, to see the 10 states that had the lowest registration, we have just 3 from the south and 7 from the north. So you have Benue, Jigawa, Kwara, Sokoto, Zamfara, Gombe, and the FCT among the lowest registrations in the country. And you also have Imo, Ebonyi, and Ondo. But of course, Ondo in 2016 also had a governorship election. So in Ondo's case, we can adjust that. So basically, that shows you that there's a distribution. If you look at the other charts, that shows you that the 6.8%, increase in the register in the states in the south as opposed to 5.2. We had this kind of situation in the reverse before the 2015 election. But now as we are approaching 2019, we are having it the other way.